Previously on...
Look at this, Jeremy.
Okay.
Yes.
Go
sure.
ahead.
Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me?
No, that was
No.
50 numbers with the name FlushMan.
FlushMan.
Well,
FlushMan. I've
you-
got a mission. If Flash ever goes to Argentina in my book, somebody's going to be like FlushMan. I mean, like it has to.
yeah,
Please,
Do it.
please.
Please do that.
That's
Please.
going to be. I've got to do that. That's so funny. Okay,
Yes,
if it happens, when it happens, because I'm months out. If it happens, if I can figure out a way to put it in, I'll come back on. Okay, so we can,
Please.
2 weeks later...
August. Oh man, I got something for you coming up in the Flash comic, buddy. You'll love it. August. You wait, buddy. I got a surprise for you coming in a few months. Your brain's gonna explode.
La SpeedForce es una fuerza extradimensional que le da sus poderes a los velocistas del mundo de DC. Pero para que ésta exista, tiene que haber un ente que la genere. No solo Barry lo hace, también tenemos a los portadores de la SpeedForce. Hoy entrevistamos a... ¡Ay, Dios mío! Muy buenas noches, velocistas. ¿Cómo andan? ¿Qué semanita que tuvimos? What a week. ¡Ay, Dios! Primera entrevista internacional en la SpeedForce. Esto es demasiado para mi propio cuerpito, así que no voy a estar solo. Me van a acompañar mis colegas, mis queridísimos partners in crime, sería... que tuvimos la oportunidad de entrevistarlo a Jeremy en Protagonistas del Comic en el canal de Kyle, que tienen en el link de la descripción el enlace. Una charla genial sobre toda su carrera, sobre todo lo que estuvo laburando con las películas de DC, con la parte de cómics, hasta que habíamos llegado, si no me equivoco, después del primer arco de Blink of an Eye, un par de numeritos más. ¿Qué pasa? Hoy estamos todos reunidos aquí porque ha ocurrido un hito, a milestone, diríamos. En The Flash 781, Flash vino a la Argentina. Esa promesa que hizo en Protagonistas del Comic se ha cumplido. Y ahora vamos a charlar un poquito de esto. Como dije, no estoy solo. Vamos a traer a mis colegas. Vamos a hablar un poquito en castellano y después nos pasamos completamente al inglés. Si puedo modular en castellano estaría bueno. Bueno, con nosotros el guardián del sector 2814 está preparado para salir. Kyle Reiner. Uy, pará, al revés.
¿Cómo te va, Agus? ¿Todo bien?
Ah, sí, ponele. Ponele que estoy. Estamos enteros. Desde la querida Rosario, que siempre estuvo cerca, nuestro justiciero del fandom, Mario Luzuriaga.
¿Cómo estás, Agus? La verdad que una semanita bastante movida para todos nosotros. Para todos nosotros y para todo
nosotros
el país.
y para todo el
Todo
país.
Todo el
Esto
mundo.
fue mucho más grande.
Todo el mundo.
Esto fue
todo el
mucho
mundo.
más grande de lo que todo el mundo pensó.
Ujú.
Y todo esto es gracias. Esto es gracias a Jeremy Adams. This is thanks to Jeremy Adams. Please welcome Jeremy.
Yay! Yay! I'm here! Woo! FlushMan!
You came back. You came back after that promise.
Yep.
Did
Yep.
came reality, and we want to thank you. First of all, we want to thank you for three of us. The soul mention was overwhelming. I don't even know what word put it. I was reading and I came blank, I almost faint. didn't believe it. Uh, so first, thanks for I think the three of us, guys. Anything you want to shine?
Just thank you for this kind gesture of yours, Jeremy. It was a beautiful gesture. It was maybe small to you, but big for us. Big for us, especially because with Mario, we work on Protagonistas del Comic for 27 interviews.
Wow.
27
Great,
interviews, 2
great
years
interviews.
working with comic book creators, and this thanks to your mention, thanks to your participation and your kindness, Protagonista del Comic become best known for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And
Beyond the FlushMan mention or our mention in the comics, I think what was more important is that the FlushMan mention made Protagonista del Comic known and got us together better.
and also, Jeremy, thank you so much for this to us. And you put in the series, in the canon of the hero, this small thing that is a name, the change of a name, Flushman, and it's really thankful to all the fans. Thanks to you and all the people of DC, because you became a dream come true. So
Oh.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, because this is not for me. This is not for the guys here, but for all the country and for all the fans, right?
Yeah.
For the fans
Do you
of Spanish language, right?
do you realize, Jeremy, you did the impossible for us?
No.
Man, entire generation grew up with this publication, and Wally was their Flash, and known as FlushMan in that era.
Amazing.
That was a huge success. And
Well, I mean, listen, I want to thank you guys because we had such a good interview last time and I had so much fun, and you guys brought this to my attention and I was so like tickled by it. Like I thought this is so cool. And I like little pieces of trivia, and I had people that know a lot about the Flash and they were just like, I did not know this. You know, I did not know this at all. And people were so excited. And, you know, and then like by putting your names in there, it was kind of like, do you know in Marvel, they had the No Prize? Do you remember the No Prize? Do you know what that is?
no.
No,
In Marvel Comics, when Stan Lee was around, if you wrote into the comic book and you said, you said, no, that's not supposed to happen because in this comic book, you know, you explain something, you would get a No Prize, which is like, you wouldn't actually get a prize, but the fact that he mentions you get a No Prize was, and I think you guys started something in the Flash book. I think for me, what I might do is like for people that contribute to the Flash, like you guys did by letting me know about FlushMan, and then we can like sneak your name in, you know, and I think that'll be a really cool thing because I just want the Flash community to be like a community, like friends, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful because it was so fun. It was so fun because it was that FlushMan thing that led me to the story, because it was about the fact that Wally and speedsters, they don't stay in their city. They have to go out. They have
all
to
the
go,
world.
They have to go all the
Yeah.
world. So by thinking about that, by thinking about FlushMan and how do I get them to Argentina? Like that was the thing. I got to get them to Argentina. You know? And
Right all over the world.
then it's like he's been there. He goes there all the time. Like they call him FlushMan. Like this is part of it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, as a Flash fan, my collection is Flash.
Right.
You don't have idea what feels to know in 1 month, take or less, I have an issue with my name in it. With all the names in it, I have skins. I just think of it.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. Thanks.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. Oh, I God. And it was a big part of my collection. Was huge. I don't even know how many copies I will buy. But someone
We ordered our.
just.
We already ordered that.
I have
course.
I have subscription, so I have my copy of 781 anytime anywhere. But someone in just shit yet text a comic shop and said I want the 781, and she did it. So hi to El Diván de los Héroes, hi to Marian, my friend. Vamos. Hola.
Hola.
God, I'm so nervous. So,
I want to show you something, Jeremy. Sorry, I was.
Don't be nervous.
¿Qué pasó?
Come on,
¿Qué
man.
pasó?
I want to.
What
You
happened?
guys
I want
are
to
real
show
comic
you.
book characters now, so you can't be nervous.
I'm more nervous of that.
We sell ice cream, man. We have the all the ice cream in the world.
We have an ice cream shop.
Barbecue
so
and
we
ice
are.
cream. Barbecue and ice cream.
We have the main course and also the dessert. So it's insane.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
What happened, Mario?
I want to show you something about for one of the here in the chat he's an artist here in Argentina called Marcos Noero.
No, Mario. Mario. I got it. Yeah, I had it.
You got it.
Okay.
High quality over.
What?
Remember, Jeremy? I told you a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
this is another one.
Okay.
I came a few minutes ago. I didn't want to tag you, so it came a surprise. So, the first idea I have to do this was a flash recapitulation of your run.
Okay.
Started in 768 with blink of an eye.
Right.
This was a huge arc of redemption to Wally. And this start all. You bring back Wally from nothing. It's Williamson start to pull him. My T-shirt with the revert cover, but this I put it in a flash fact. It was 11 years since Wally was the Flash Mantle.
Wow.
So this, for me personally, as a Flash fan, was huge. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
But Flash is legacy. So in all of these comics, you talk a lot about legacy. So how was for you to investigate, take notes for all the speedsters you came across in this arc?
How was it?
Yeah, you put Max Mercury.
Oh, guys, you don't even know. So not only was it a way for me to investigate, to kind of find out what I wanted to write their voices to be like, find out what they were and try to make it something that I could write, something that I could be excited about. So that first arc was a way to get me familiar with the Flash family in a way, and familiar with the characters and where they are. Because I got to tell you, as you've seen, it's about Wally, then it's about Wally's family, his kids. We also have Snargle Bargle. We have stuff going on with Linda. We pulled in Ace, that we're calling him now. We pulled in Ace. And after next month, we are on the search for Barry Allen.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, after the search for Barry Allen, there's going to be some fun stories. And then by next year, some real crazy stuff is going to happen.
Oh, come on.
I can't tell you anything more.
No, I know.
The Flash family.
With us again?
Yes, it is the trio of helados. Like, the evil. They've got the infinity ice cream and
Gauntlet.
Yeah,
The ice cream gauntlet.
No, it is a way for, if you're reading the comic, and part of the way I've written the comic is so that anybody can read this comic book. I read it to my girls. I read it to my little girls because I want them, they can read it. There's not going to be anything objectionable in it. There's not going to be anything, super, super violent or super, super scary or whatever. I mean, there will be moments, but anybody can read it. But next year, I want people that have never read The Flash to start reading The Flash, and who is Max Mercury, and who is Liberty Bell, and where's Bart, for goodness sake, and because because they're all gonna play a role, and I can't tell you anything more. I shouldn't even have said that. So,
it was too much. The Flash family pulled together again after more than a decade. More 10 years.
I mean, listen, you guys, first of all, what happens in the search for Barry Allen is so, I felt weird giving the script to the artist, who is Amanke, and he's like the greatest, but like, I was like, this is crazy. So good luck,
it's a very smart move that you do to begin working with the Flash, because there are newcomers in the comic industry and readers of myself. I'm speaking for myself. That it will be fun to read and recognize all these characters. For me, it will be a great reading. So thank you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm new to writing comic books. Like, this. I've only done
15 of Flash. 15 of Flash.
Yeah, a little over a year. Yeah, I've only written comics for a little over a year, so it's also me learning.
Yeah, of course.
You're doing so good, so good.
But Jeremy, you became one of the biggest writers on DC, because you have a few great artists, writers on DC, and you're one of them. That's why you're working on, for example, Flashpoint Beyond.
Yeah. Oh man, guys, that, by the way, that is wild. Like, I grew up
Wilder.
Well, no, like I read Jeff's stuff, like all the time, and then suddenly I'm in a room with Jeff Johns, and suddenly I'm in a room, and my friend Tim. So Tim and I are sitting there going like, why are we here? Like, this is crazy.
Something like I'm really feeling right now. No, you understand how I feel.
Yeah, that's right. So Flashpoint Beyond is serious, it's not the Flash. What I'm writing with Flash is very fun, and it's adventure, and it's excitement, and it's it is what it is, but Flashpoint Beyond is like, ooh,
it's bigger than the original Flashpoint.
It is in a lot of ways. I mean, it's more of a mystery, and there's a lot of like, what's going on in Flashpoint universe? Why is Thomas Wayne alive? Because Williamson killed him off.
Flashpoint world is alive.
Yeah. I mean, all of that, and it's going to have, I think, lasting. But like, I'm like, I will write anything. I'm daily like, I've told them, I'm like, just give me anything. Like, I would love to write a Roy Harper, Green Arrow, or like a Red Arrow. I would love to do a Red Arrow, like Roy Harper series, because I really enjoyed putting him in the annual. And then there's a character that's coming in.
he is trying not to tease and now trying not to ask. So nobody's listening. This channel is nobody.
finish the transmission, he can tell us.
No. He can tell us later.
Cut to black. Tell us.
I've got another character that like you know you know, like there's just some stuff. I'm not even gonna lie to you. A few months ago, I sent because I'm crazy. I'm like, here are the next 20 issues. Here are the titles for the issues. Here's what I want for the covers for the issues. Here's what each issue is about. Can I do this? You know? And they're like, yeah. You know, like, what do? You just got here's 20 issues he wants to do, you know? And I'm just like, yeah, I want to do that. So
why not?
I think they're gonna let me do a large. You know, who knows? They could fire me tomorrow, honestly. I think they're gonna let me do a lot.
Believe me.
Jeremy,
how's the people in Argentina buying this issue? Bombs the charts. Bombs the charts.
Well, I'm so excited. I'm excited about where Wally is. I'm excited about Linda. I'm excited about the kids. I love bringing in Maxine, and because there's no really kid heroes anymore. They kind of aged everybody up a little bit. Yeah. And so I have other plans. Oh, you know, and yeah, man. Oh, somebody asked, is the character male or female? Well, since I did Gold Beetle, which is one of my favorites, who may or may not show up sometime. This character is male. That is what you'll get. It is a male, as far as I know, is a male character.
Opa. Nice.
Somebody said, where's the ice cream party? No.
Yeah.
You guys should determine where the shop is. Where's the shop? You tell me.
Crack Bang Boom, 13th of August. All invited.
Okay. That's
no. He's saying where's
the
shop of Argentina?
No. It's because this means free ice cream for everyone in the chat. My friend Mangaku. Hi Mangaku. And
but where's the shop in the city, or what city?
Intermediate point between the three of us. Okay. We are happy. We are happy.
Maybe it's a magical ice cream shop that literally just moves around.
Pop.
Yeah.
It's like the House of Mystery, except it's an ice cream shop.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I was going to say that.
You know that you did it. The artist who did all the thing, who drew all this.
Yeah, Fernando.
It's a really neighborhood in the city of Buenos Aires. So it's like Palermo. You know what, guys?
Like Palermo, yeah.
Like Palermo, like
Palermo.
Palermo is we call him a big neighborhood in the city in Buenos Aires. So it's like kind of like that.
Okay.
That things.
Well, let me tell you, I've worked with Fernando now for a while. He was the first artist I ever worked with on Future State Black Adam.
Yeah.
And he is just, man, I can't even tell you. I like write stuff down and he directly like takes it from my brain and puts it down. And he is like he sent me, watch, hold on.
Whoa. Chicos, me gusta, compartan. Gente, esto la rompe.
He sent me some of his original art. Like this is the first appearance of Gold Beetle. And yeah. I mean, it's so detailed. And what's really fun too is on the back he has like the sketch out of it. There we go.
Wow, amazing.
Cool. I mean, he's ridiculous because I'll go, you know, like with the issue where it was with Dr. Fate and you had to turn the book. I said, he's being chased by like 3 goblins Yeah, that one. Yeah.
What
And
an
776
amazing issue.
Yeah. And he sends me the art, and there's like 600 goblins. And I'm like, I said like a couple. You put like 500. Like, how long can you do that? And he's so awesome because he just goes the extra mile, and he's the one who corrects me. Like, I think I put Bienvenidos Argentina or something on the sign, and he's like, no, that's not exactly right. Like, and he like fixed it just a tiny bit, and I was like, oh, okay. You know,
amazing.
He's from Spain, and he keeps me honest. But like I love working with him because he has so much fun, and I have so much fun. And part of my job, I feel like, is I want to write things that the artists have fun drawing. You know, if it was just people talking all the time, I bet these guys would be so bored, you know. And it's a visual medium. You know, comic books are so visual, and I have like this outsized respect for the artists, the inkers, the colorists, and the letterers. You know, you get a good letterer, and you're like, oh, this is changing everything. So I feel really lucky that they're letting me just write crazy things, but that I have an artist that is like, totally excited to do it and totally excited to put stuff in, and man, it's really neat.
Yeah, it's the art is amazing. It's super expressive. We're talking a lot with friends that remind us a lot to Maguire, the art on Justice League International.
JLA.
The expressions.
And also, Kevin Maguire drew the from the annual. Or, you know, from the one before the annual, I think, right? All in favor say evil. That was a dream come true. Let me tell you. As a Justice League International, I've met J.M. DeMatteis, nicest human being on earth. Yes, same. I have it over there.
In this Justice League International, they call FlushMan.
Not in there. It is in Justice League Europe.
But international mention.
Let me check it.
I love it. Listen, I love it. So, Fernando's just one. Look at that. Look at that. What is your favorite?
The ad for FlushMan.
So good. You know what's funny is that question. I was just talking to somebody. I had to do interviews for this Blue Beetle animated short that I helped with that's coming out, and you know, I found out Mark Waid lives just a couple blocks away from me, so we've had lunch, and Mark Waid is like the nicest human being on earth. Yeah, he's the nicest human being on earth, and I love Mark Waid stuff. But you know, the stuff that really like I love is like the old Flash, where it's like he's got a giant head, or it's like stop, you know,
Silver Age.
Silver Age. I'm going to die. Yeah, like the Silver Age stuff is so crazy. There was this one, it was like there was aliens that lived underneath Central City, and they just kind of like, and I was like, I love this. Oh, look, it's Europe.
Justice League Europe, also rated by Perfil. They call FlushMan.
That is so. Did you see on Twitter Amanke, who's doing the art for
Amanke,
for the Search for Barry Allen? Look at that.
Yeah, he said he knew.
Yeah.
It was amazing that.
Yes.
It said, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Silver Age. His writing tips on Twitter are everything. That's true. If you're not following JM on Twitter when it comes to comic books, but he also has a class on like writing and imagination, and he's so. I mean, listen, it's not just JLI. It's Craven's Last Hunt. You know, it's Spider-Man. It's everything he touches is like magic. I just found I didn't realize he had done Creature. He created the Creature Commandos. What's Greedo? I dare you to eat Greedo?
No. It's not the Star Wars the character.
Yeah.
No.
He's not the one who got shot.
It's an subpar ice shop.
It's a franchise.
Ice cream shop.
It's an ice cream
It's a-
franchise.
It's a
Oh,
subpar.
okay.
Ice cream store.
That's
It's
the
an ice
there.
cream
That's
store.
the yeah. That's the there. The subpar one. But
Dirt.
we gonna bring an artisanal artisanal.
No.
Yeah,
It's
like fancy.
homemade ice cream. So
Yeah,
Homemade.
homemade. That's the best. The best helado.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
Keeping on the blink
Yes.
of an eye. That was the best thing I ever read to that point. I read it. I stand up, start to clapping, and said, "How should I keep that on the Heroes in Crisis ending or in the Flash run? Because this was the best. Thank
Oh,
you
man.
for this issue."
Well,
Again.
yeah. I listen, and that's why I have a lot of love for Roy Harper. You know, they let me save him at least for a minute. So I love that. I love that they let me do it. Like I love even at the opening where it's just like the Heroes in Crisis, except Wally's in the bathroom. Because listen, that's my life with my girls. Dad, you know.
Yeah.
So
It was
there's a lot-
amazing.
Obviously, there's a lot I pull from my own life, but that was a big thing when I started writing Wally. Is that I had to, and you know what? I mean, this is the thing. It's not like a bagging on anybody else, what anybody else has done. Like Tom King is a genius and he's doing what he's doing. And it was just for me to feel good about writing Wally. You know, it was about me like figuring out, I gotta fix this, you know, because I'm such a person that I love my heroes. And when I read a book, especially, I mean, you guys are the same way, I'm sure. Like I've been reading these since I was a little kid. And so when they say, "Hey, Jeremy, do you have any ideas?" I'm like, "Oh, like I've got decades."
A few.
Tons
you
of
kidding me,
ideas.
man?
Yeah.
Tons.
And in my head, I'm already like, this is the other problem, by the way. It's like, I have theory. I'm like, no, that character needs to be married to that character. Like, there's all these things that I'm like, they better not let me have that character, because they let me have that character, I'm gonna do what I've dreamed of doing, you know. And there's a lot of characters like that. There's a lot of things that I'm passionate about and stories I would love to tell in the DC universe. I hope they do. I have a dream story I want to tell, and I've tried to pitch it as a live action. I've tried to pitch it as an animation, and I've tried to pitch it as a comic book, all in the DC universe. I'm really hoping they'll let me do it at some point. It's
Finger crossed.
yeah, it's really interesting. So, like I said, go ahead.
No. I just want to tell you. I have to say, it's noted that you enjoy doing what you're doing. In your face, you seem so joy to write to do this, and it's the best thing ever. You can live the dreams of many fans to write the characters you love as the way you want as
Right.
a fan, and that's
Right.
priceless.
Right, I agree.
Priceless.
Listen, everybody I know growing up is now like, well, yeah, of course you're going to be writing comic books. I'm like, what? Like, I mean, I've always wanted. I didn't think that was a real thing you can do, and then I started writing movies, and I thought, well, maybe somehow I can backdoor into comic books, you know. And I kept trying and trying, and then finally, you know, they let me, and they're gonna have to pry it from my cold dead fingers, like, you know. And people are like, I have friends that are like, I'm done with comic books. I'm like, not me. Like, I got too much.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Keep coming, keep
yeah,
coming.
they're literally gonna have to be like, listen, you're done, and I'll be like, I'm still writing. Like, you know.
With my feet in front.
Yeah, exactly.
6 feet under. Well,
I
after
want to ask you a
Mario,
question.
Mario.
Do you realize, Jeremy, that you are nowadays you're living the dream. You're living your dream, right?
Yeah.
Working as a writer and everything like that. But do you realize that you are in the same level like Tom King right now with
Stop.
Geoff? No, really, because
Tom
we have
Taylor, for
in
example.
generation
Taylor.
we have a lot of writers, artists, Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil, and everyone. I don't know, John Byrne, Marv Wolfman. They're all in the same generation. Now you are in this generation. What do you think about that? Because you right now, I don't know if you feel something or not, but in the next years, you're gonna feel.
You're gonna be a
that
legend.
thing.
You're gonna be a legend.
You're becoming a legend. You know?
I feel, you know, it's like I tell my wife, I'm like, I'm uncomfortable, you know, because I really want to make something that people enjoy and that I enjoy. Like I never lose sight of the fact that I just want to have fun writing these things, and I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I just want to tell fun stories, and I want people to have fun reading it, because when I was a kid, that's what it was. It was like you'd pick up a book and you're like, this is so much fun. I just want to keep reading. I just, you know, like I said, I've always said, I was like, oh, please make this book like every week, you know, or something, you know. It's just because I love being taken away, and I love that, you know, the crazier the better. And I said this, I think I said this last time with the Flash. What's different about the Flash is that he really can go anywhere. You know, it's not just Central City, it's not just Keystone. He can travel back in time. He can travel to the future. He can travel to planets. You know, he can do all sorts of things. And that's why I hope at the end of my run in Flash, people will go, well, that was crazy. You know, like, you know, they went and fought with Justice League Dark on Gemworld. They went and did this. He went and did this. Like, I want it to be so different than maybe what's gone before in a way, but similar, because it's still the Flash. But I just want to keep doing fun things. And I honestly, I mean, I really appreciate you guys saying that. But one of the way that I can keep writing comics is if more people buy the comics, you know. And I don't want to leave you. Thank you.
From my,
you know, and I hope
you keep it with us,
because like when I started, you know, Warner Brothers has had like 3 different owners in the last 6 years.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Can we talk about Warner Brothers?
It's a good bad thing, because I think in some ways people aren't paying attention to me. So you know, it's like, well then, if you're not paying attention, keep
doing my thing.
I would like to do an issue with my daughter. Oh yes, you know, it's like, no, it's not. Okay, you know,
best issue. Come on.
Yeah. So like, oh, by the way, my youngest daughter, because I gave my oldest daughter like the money from the comic book, which she hasn't, like, she keeps spending, like it's never ending. I'm like, what is happening? But my little girl Mackenzie, who's 5, is like, when do I get to write a comic book? And I'm like, oh man, like I gotta figure that out. Let me tell you, a 5-year-old
backup story.
Has some
backup story.
crazy ideas. So I
think about it. Backup story. Backup story.
You can do something. You can do something with the trickster.
Oh man, seriously. But like the backup, I want to do. I mean, that's what I would love to do. I would love to do an 18-page Flash story and a 4-page kid story. You know, because I love Jay and his action log, or as we call him, Surge. And then I love, Surge. You know, obviously I love Ira. And we're gonna have more with them. And then I love Maxine. Maxine was somebody I kind of stumbled upon, and I was like, she's funny. Like I like Animal Man's daughter is like super funny in my mind. I had a friend that was like her. That was a guy that my mom was like, he can't come over to our house anymore. like because he was the guy that would like get me into trouble. He'd be
Havoc.
like, "Watch out,"
Havoc.
you know?
Complete havoc.
Yeah.
Well, something you're saying, it sounds so much to Silver Age. The funny stories, the short story from the main character, and the side story.
Yeah.
When if you finish your run, keeping together for long, it will be the Adam generation of Flash.
Yeah, that's so weird. That's so weird.
Man, look at this.
I still feel like I'm just like
Man, this is you in my library. This is
crazy.
you in my library.
That's crazy.
It's all
That's
you.
crazy.
All you.
Listen, I'm just lucky they haven't kicked me out. And honestly, I think like Fernando and Brandon, they just do the heavy lifting. It's so yeah, no pressure. Yeah, exactly. I feel like,
Man, you're the best. You're the best.
I that's one of the reasons I want to do another book too. Not I don't want to leave the Flash, but like I would love to do another book too, because I want to see if I can do a different thing, like if I can tell another story. It'd just be a funny story still.
Jeremy, did you ever thought or did you ever think of doing or show a pitch to Warner Brothers to do something with the movie of the Flash movie?
Well, it doesn't
live action, of course.
Yeah.
Right?
So the way it kind of works, it not for everybody, but definitely for a lot of people, is it's weird because there are a lot of people that look down on people that write animation, and they look down on people that write comic books, and even though I've done a lot of animation and I've done comic books now, and I've done Supernatural, which is live action, it's a weird, like, different category. And I hope, it would be wonderful, because I do know there's a lot of comic book fans in the industry, that someone goes, oh my gosh, what this guy's doing with the Flash, we should talk to him, because I have a lot of ideas. And it would be great. But again, sometimes it's just, it's harder than that. It took me about almost like 14 years to break into Hollywood. And that was just hard enough to do animation, And then I started doing animation. I started doing really well. People really enjoyed my movies. And by my movies, I mean the ones I wrote. And then and I did little kid ones. It was like I went from little kid ones, like Lego Flash was one of my first movies. And then like Lego Aquaman and Lego Shazam, and then suddenly it was Mortal Kombat, and it was like okay, it was like super violent, and then Supernatural, and I feel very lucky, because I feel like everything I've done, people have really responded well to it, and it's kind of like grown. And comic books, I feel like, is kind of the next. I'm just enjoying doing comic books. But if somebody ever wanted to ask me about the Flash, like live action, I would be like, let me give you my thoughts, because I think about, I was thinking about this the other day. If I was going to do like a Wally West movie type thing, I would do it much more like Back to the Future, like that Michael. Seat of your pants thing that would be more fun, like everybody could watch and be like, oh my gosh. I think I would move more in that direction.
Well, Back to the Future, it's a nice title for a issue,
right? No, totally more like Flash to the Future. I'm sure there's been a title. Right?
Flash to the Future. I love it.
Okay,
you already write it.
Flash to the Future is a great...
Here Ale is asking, who's your favorite character?
Right now, oh, that's tough, man. Why are you doing this to me? I'm a big, and maybe because I just have daughters, I'm a big fan of IRA right now.
IRA.
But there's a couple characters that keep like, and I'm having fun with Ace too. I'm just gonna keep calling him Ace. I'm having fun because the reason I wrote him and the reason I wanted to write him was because I feel like he disappeared a little bit, and I felt like I didn't have a good handle on who he was, and I didn't think that was fair in a way. And I kind of wanted to be like, no, I want to make a part of this in a very real way, rather than like, I thought it was weird that they made him in the first place, right? I really did. I thought, well, this is weird because Wally West is this redheaded, paler than pale dude, and I was like, I didn't really understand why they did that, and then they did it. And then they made it, but he's a separate character. And I was like, okay, well now he's a little more interesting to me because he's a different character. And now I'm like, okay, but then when Wally came back, it seemed like, I don't know, to me, it just felt like nobody was really paying attention to him. And I hate that. I was like, no, I don't know who you are, but you should come play with us, in my mind. That's how I felt. I feel kind of weirdly emotionally attached to these characters. Like right now, I'm not allowed to use Bart right now.
Not?
And that makes me want to use Bart.
More.
so the fact that I can't do anything with them is making my brain go, but you want to, don't you? And I'm like, oh no, like, yes, yes, I do. Because I love
Dark Crisis, right?
What?
For Dark Crisis, he's something into John Justice.
Yeah. And I love, that was another Jeff book for a while, right? Was it the Teen Titans or the Young Justice run?
Teen Titans.
Was it? Yeah. And
Teen Titans.
That was that was my first introduction to Bart, and he pretty much is like me on caffeine. So I was like, I like this guy a lot, So
a little impulsive.
Yeah, exactly. Ira and I really like Bart, but I don't know, man. There's so many of these other characters. Like when you read the history of Max Mercury, you're like, this is weird. Like this guy that just kind of like, ran with, learned this stuff from, or, this Indian shaman and ran and then leapt forward and then leapt forward again. And then he's here. And Jay Garrick, who, by the way, like I could do a Jay Garrick World War II book every week too. Right. Like, I mean, cause
man,
like that's the type of stuff I would love. That I would love to see too. And then Liberty Bell is this other character. Yes. Well, I'm all about him right now. I mean, I'm enjoying him. I think with that issue, that was me exploring who they are, and then Liberty Bell's another one that I think is really interesting. And I'm diving more into these characters, and the more I dive into them, the more I want to play with them. The only problem is that it's like I gotta wait a month. Like I mean, it kills me because like I'll tell you the truth. This is the truth since we're all friends here. Like I was, Linda got powers.
How many issues ahead you are writing?
I'm pretty ahead, but like Linda got powers, and then they said, "Hey, we need you to do, the crossover with Crisis on Earth 3 or War for Earth 3. War
for Earth 3."
And I said, "Oh, okay." And then at first I wasn't supposed to write it. It wasn't supposed to be me, but then I did, I'm really glad because I got to like button the Gem World stuff. And then it was like Linda wants to talk about it, but she doesn't know how to talk about it because she's got superpowers and her husband gets. And then it's like, and then they asked me to do something a little more, not crazy for a couple issues, which is this issue and my next issue. And then we get back into crazy. And so I unfortunately, I'm like, oh, I need to have this conversation between Linda and Wally. And I keep getting interrupted. And by the way, every issue is a month. So it's like, I got to wait every month, for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like literally so far ahead. I've been so far ahead. Sometimes they're like, "You got to stop." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." You know, like,
Well, Jeremy, that what you mentioned about the interruptions of your story, it's something that I actually see a lot lately in the DC books. Especially, for example, one book I really enjoy is the Nightwing book by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo.
Yeah.
That's an awesome book, but it has so many tie-ins, so many
Right.
team ups, so many crossovers that interrupts the story abruptly. So it's
Right.
it's like Tom Taylor tried to push the story forward, but all the crossovers, all the interruptions push it back.
Yeah,
So it's difficult
hard.
for. I imagine it's difficult for the writer.
It is. That's why, like the War for Earth 3, I think I was able to make it a Flash book that happens to take part in the War for Earth 3. And by the way, I mean, and so I think that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to answer some of the questions of the story the other stories that I'm telling within because the crossover stuff's really fun too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's super fun. And by the way, if you would have told me how many months ago that they're like, "Hey, we want you to do a crossover thing," I'm like, "Oh, what I've wanted to do since I was a kid." Sure. Like it's crazy. It's crazy to me that I get to be part of a crossover event. And the Flash, the search for Barry Allen is so much more than the search for Barry Allen. It is just a super adventure. And I think it'd be really, really fun. I'm really excited about it. And then, as somebody says here, do you have planned the end of your run? I know what I want to do until yes-ish. I turned in what I would like to do for like, say 20 some odd issue, like 20 some odd who's calling me? Don't call me.
Pick up if it's Jeff Jones. Pick it up.
Pick it up right now.
Yes.
Pick it up.
Call him. Come on. Come here.
By the way, you need to talk to these guys. Bring
to the SpeedForce.
I was so consumed with Flash that like I wasn't able to think about some of the other work I was supposed to be doing. So the only way I could do it is I'm like, this is what I want to do for a bunch of issues in the future and the issues in between. And I had to stop my mind. And it's like, and there at the end of that, if I can do that, then I can come up with other ideas, but I need to stop there because otherwise I just keep thinking. I would just keep thinking. And I'm, by the way, it's terrible now. It's still happening. Like I've got a notepad of like, oh, wouldn't that be neat? Oh, wouldn't that be neat? And my brother, who's a super nerd too, is like, calls me up today and he goes, "Hey, Jeremy, I have an idea for a Flash thing that you should totally do." And then he tells me, and I'm like, "Oh no, that's a really great idea. Why did you tell me that?" And I'm like, so it's really, really hard because my mind tends to, that's what happens. I work with this guy, Rick Morales, and he produces a lot of the movies that we've worked on together. And he does that all the time. He'll call me up and he'll be like, "Hey, I was thinking about this movie and what would you think about this? Okay, I gotta go." And then suddenly my brain's just like, oh no. And like, I can't think about anything else. So right now it's like, even this issue, I didn't know what anybody would think. Honestly, I was like, we just got back from Gem World and the War for Earth 3. And then it was like, okay, we're going to slow it down because we need to have a couple breather issues. Yeah. And then we're going to speed it back up. And then we're going to, and by slow it down, I mean, just like, not a big arc, not like, and by the way, my big arcs are like 3 issues. Like, I'm not going to mess around with like, nobody has
50 issues.
Nobody has time for 8 issues.
Well, so just back, returning to Ace, and that the issue that bring us together. Fletes Daniel, a big friend of all of us, is from the Perfil generation. He's a great guy. Well, this lovely work of art. This gonna be the first surprise I have for you. This is something I do for a quick sketch, joking around, and had an explanation for part of it. So this is what would look the Perfil version of FlushMan.
That's great.
and one of the kind laughing. One of the things that happened is there in that era there was not Kid Flash, so the translation that used in one of the stories or one of the editorials was Flashito, means
Flashito.
little Flash.
That's great. I like that.
Little Flash.
I like that.
Little Flash.
I like that.
This is the first surprise. FlushMan, Flash 781 as FlushMan.
Amazing. Amazing.
The funniest thing of the cover is trae tu flashito al trabajo.
The literally translation to bring your Kid Flash to work day.
I love it. You got to send me that picture. I want to post that. That's great.
I'll send you.
Okay.
Well, this issue for us was amazing. It was amazing. I'm gonna tell you, I was working. It was 10 a.m. and my pocket started to vibrating. It was your tweet, and I was, what happened? When I started reading your tweet, was okay. That was for real. And I start going to Amazon. I need the digital copy, please. Come on. Credit card, come on. Well, my friend, working.
Yeah.
And keep my students, keep there. Get there. I start reading. The first 6 pages, I read them in the previews, and when the preview said, let's go, I freak out a little. I'm going to tell you. So, when I see Bienvenidos a Argentina, my mind was, okay, that was it. This is gonna be a huge thing. And then, this happened.
Yeah.
And I start messaging the kids, the boys, and said, guys, this is too much.
Mario, Kyle, what did you think?
Kyle, please.
Well, I was also working. My phone began to explode, actually, because it went mad. It began to I began to receive a lot of messages, and it wasn't this image. It was the
next
Hola FlushMan scene. That was I think it was the most shared image of the day.
Yeah.
It was the most shared comic book image of the day, because everybody saw it. Everybody told me, have you seen this, man? This guy made a FlushMan canon. They use FlushMan.
Yes.
And he kid has the Messi shirt.
And that was Fernando. Fernando put that in. It was so good.
You said a shirt.
Yeah, I was just like, a little kid should say FlushMan, and then other people should say,
when I saw the names, I said like Jeff Goldblum, they did it. He did it. That was my reaction. He did it. He put us in a comic book.
Yeah,
I wasn't even prepared for that.
Mario. Jeremy, I had that Tuesday. I I started a very hard and bad day. For I was also working, and they send me things to do. Well, and a lot of stuff. And then when I was working, they sent me all the messages said, wait a minute, what happened? What happened here? And they show me the flash and this picture. So, and that changed my whole day.
Oh, good.
It changed all my day. It put a smile on my face.
Oh,
So
good.
it was lovely. And then the flashman thing, and they say, yeah, you did it. Yes, you did it. God. Well, it was amazing. Really, really, really amazing. And it was I posted. You're very kind to us.
Oh, please.
Because we didn't deserve this.
No, stop. You guys are incredible, and like I had such a fun time talking with you last time, and it's one of those reminders. It's like, I know this when I travel or whatever. It's just like borders don't matter. We're all very, especially nerds like us. Like we're all
Nerds together.
Yeah, like we're just people, and we love the same things, and that FlushMan that just made me so happy, and it's like I wouldn't feel right putting it in and not mentioning you guys, like it seems like, and that was a thing that, as a kid I always wanted that. You know what I mean? I always wanted to be. I still haven't been in a comic book yet. I'm gonna force one of these. I'm gonna be like put me in.
Come on, yeah.
But I want to get.
Totally.
I want to get knocked through a window or something. Like. but
Come to the ice. To the helado shop.
yeah, exactly. But
Morrison did it. Why don't you?
Right, I know.
Totally.
If Morrison could, why not?
The writer.
Morrison is a better looking person than I am. So I don't know.
You have more air.
Yeah, well, it's going. But I don't think it has to do anything with deserving. I think it's just like, man, that was such a fun thing. It was such a fun thing to be able to do. Honestly, I still don't even know if DC knows I did it. So.
I think DC doesn't know what you did, what you caused in the Argentinian fans.
Oh man, I hope there's a spike in DC flash sales. They're like, why did Argentina just buy
Well,
yeah.
Since your run started, since Williamson ended. Here the Omnipress editorial stop printing Flash, and I keep telling, start with Adam Run, start with Adam Run, start with Adam. Any comment is start with Adam Run. Now he can't look other side. This had to be printed. This had to be printed in here.
We have an interview last week with that company that published DC on Argentina, and we talking about FlushMan, and talking about this thing. They said we want to publish FlushMan with a cover saying FlushMan.
Oh, it's so...
that cover.
This has to be another cover.
What they wanted in
the future,
in a situation that they wanna publish this book is to publish the Flash on the straight cover and a dust jacket with the FlushMan.
Oh,
that
jacket. Would be so cool.
And
they did that with 0 Hour here.
Yeah, they
really?
did that with 0 Hour.
Yeah.
With the logo of the old editorial.
I mean, they could also do like a trade, maybe. I mean, it would be fun to do the floppies, but it would be really fun to have a FlushMan trade too.
Yeah.
Like a big paper, because I just got one from France. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I saw it. It was
Yeah.
Urban Comics
Beautiful.
it's making a beautiful editions.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
one from the first from Williamson in Urban Comics. It's a nice edition.
It's
nice,
not
fine
well.
edition.
Listen, that was the first one I've ever had, because I never they haven't come out with mine in the United States. They haven't come out with a trade or a collection yet. It's supposed to come out in like 2 months or something.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on, guys! It's come on!
I want my
help me
trade.
out."
I want my trade paperback.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, this for all of us and all Argentinian people was too much. But back to the story. This was thing you were saying about Ace. Spoil surprise. This is a surprise that
this is
Mario.
amazing.
I think I have another slide. It says from a subscriptor.
That's great.
Here, where are you?
Marcos.
Sí, acá. Marcos
Yes,
Noero.
Marcos.
Marcos Noero did this. It was amazing with the FlushMan and the ice cream. But
That's amazing. And the shirt.
the shirt.
That's
but
great.
The issue itself, without our mention, it was a fine, solid issue about Ace and what means to be a Kid Flash, a
Right.
real Kid Flash that he deserved to be on Barry Allen run.
Right.
And now Wally's given the chance. Like Mangako said, you have the chance.
Right.
We are gonna see more of Kid Flash in Flash Comics.
Yep. I mean, we are, and part of it is because they're figuring out now. Barry's gone. Like no one knows where he is, and they're all taking it personally. Marcos, you did this. This is amazing.
Yeah, there is the Instagram of Marcos at marcosnoero.art. Thank you, Marcos, for this.
So good, dude. So good.
And really, 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 we are thrilling with your. I am thrilled with your run, and I want to see more.
Okay.
But this is what you got. This is what you got.
I saw the one. The Flash's insulting new nickname has a hilarious real life origin. It's like, wait, what? I don't think it was an insult.
And the middle, it's a very, very yellow newspaper, and they think that the subversive reference to Flash in Argentina that blew minds to more than one people.
That's great.
And at the left, from La Tercera, FlushMan now is canon on DC Comics, the infamous name, blah blah blah. So this was you got. This is a little taste of what you got that day. Was overwhelming. All the social media was retweeting,
especially
sharing.
I was especially because this is the formal social media, the formal web pages, but the fandom was the real
Twitter, Instagram
reaction.
I
Instagram,
noticed
Facebook.
a lot of people suddenly like. I'm like, oh.
Start to sharing FlushMan with you.
Yeah,
I saw.
Yeah.
Start to tagging FlushMan.
Yeah, it was great. It's great. I love it. Do you want to write Superman again? Come on, man. Of course.
World of War.
Yeah, I mean, I would. You always want to write Superman or Batman, just to say you did it. And with Superman, of course.
Jeremy,
what?
Jeremy, I wanted to ask you about Flashpoint Beyond, something that I don't know if you can answer it, But
Well, if I get shot dead on this screen, that's because I said too much. So go ahead, just know if
There
I
is
die,
a
it's
little
your
laser.
fault.
There is a little laser on your side
Yeah,
from
exactly.
White House.
Little
From White
lasers,
House.
little stuff.
one of the questions is simple. How is it work with Tim Sheridan?
Well, Tim and I, we've known each other for a really long time. We both got started, or we met on an animated show called Justice League Action years
Oh,
ago.
yes.
Yeah. And so then Tim and I became friends because my mentor, Jim Krieg, you know, we would go up to the lake and Tim and I probably talk every day. So we're really good friends. And so he was one of the ones that, so basically what happened was, I'm sure I told you the story last time, but I had been doing animated DC movies. Tim had been doing animated DC movies and television shows. And Dan Didio said, hey, the people that are doing these animated stories, these DC stories, are really good. Let's get them to come in and write some comic books. And so they called up, and Tim was on the list, and I was on the list, and Brandon Vietti and like a bunch of other people were on this list. And so we went in, and Dan Didio was like telling us about how he's going to do this 5G, and this is what it's going to be. And we're like, oh, okay. And I remember I walked into a bar afterwards, and Tim was there with a friend, and he said, well, what do you think, Jeremy? Should we do it? And I was like, if someone asked you if you're a god, you say yes. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is what
I got
we
this
wanted to
reference.
do our whole life. Like, I was like, yes, of course. And then Dan got let go, and I was like, I was like, oh, I was so close to doing a comic book. And then what happened was Tim was still, like, they said I was still going to be able to do the Black Racer in the Superman story. They said I was still going to be able to do that, but it was taking a long time. And I guess my name was still on a list. And Mike Cotton, who was the editor at the time, said to Tim, said, hey, I got this list of other writers. What do you think about this guy, Jeremy Adams? And, Jeremy Adams, and Tim's like, oh, Jeremy's one of my good friends. You should totally give him something. And so Cotton called. So inadvertently, Tim basically got me the job in a way, or at least pushed him to get me the job. And then Cotton gave me the Black Adam Future State. And then after that, he said, what, you got ideas for the Flash? And I was like, yeah, do I have ideas? Sure. I couldn't believe you.
Do you breathe? Do you breathe? I have ideas.
I couldn't believe he wanted me to do the Flash. So Tim and I are really, really good friends. And Tim was doing Titans Academy, and I think that was really hard, because I think there was a lot of different voices trying to say what to do, but yeah, he's one of my really good friends. So I'm very grateful.
And the other question was, are we gonna see the Time Masters?
Oh, yeah, I guess we should bring it back to Flashpoint Beyond. So Tim and I work great together, and meeting Jeff, let me back up. So we met Jeff at a restaurant with Mike Cotton, because Tim and I had an idea that kind of touched on Flashpoint Beyond. And Cotton's like, well, I don't know if it's Cotton or Tim said, well, if we're going to do this in Flashpoint, we should talk to Jeff. And Cotton was like, great, I'll talk to Jeff. And we're like, huh? And then we had lunch, and like Jeff Johns is there in front of you. And I got to tell you, that's really weird, guys. Like, it's like, like a flash, like he's sitting right there, like, and he couldn't be a nicer human being. Like, I've heard people say stuff, and I'm like, he's the nicest human being. Like, I'm having such a good time. And then we just started nerding out about comic books, and he is a huge nerd, and I'm a huge nerd. So we all worked really well. And so it was Jeff. I don't know if I was like, whoa, I almost got shot, guys. I almost got shot. We'll see. We'll see. We'll just see, I guess. You don't call him off. Call.
Come on. Stop. He didn't say nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing happened here. Nothing happened here.
Exactly. Did you talk about the FlushMan with Mark Waid? No, which is weird because I had lunch with him after that. And
Oh
no,
I don't know why, but I've been bugging him because I want another lunch with him. So I'm like, come on, we gotta get lunch. I want to talk to Mark Waid. He's the nicest guy. I mean, honestly, I did.
Yeah.
And by the way I met Mark Waid was such a fanboy moment. There's a comic book store not far away, and I saw it was like a Saturday afternoon, and they were having like a grand opening, and they're like, oh, Mark Waid is here to do autographs. And I was like, bye, honey, I gotta go. And I jumped in the car. I was driving Mark Waid, and I like get there, and then I was like, hi, Mr. Waid. My name is Jeremy. I'm writing The Flash now. And he was like, oh, I love what you're doing in The Flash. And I was like, oh, I mean, what can you do? If Mark Waid says he likes what you're doing, you're like, I guess I'm doing it right. I guess, So that was beyond. And then we went and had lunch, and people like that I could just listen to all day because they have so much wisdom in the industry, So it was really, really cool. Did you do a lot of research before writing, or are you pretty much well new? I do a lot of research, but that's because I love it. I call it research. I mean, it's just like,
excuse to read comics.
Yeah.
It's a research.
They pay me to do this research.
Yeah. Well, it's like I do research. I read obviously a lot of comics, but I also go deep in one of my things as a fan is I hope that I can add toys to the toy box. That's the best way to describe it. I want to be able to add to the mythologies and add to the stories. And the best example is in Batman Soul of the Dragon, which came out a year ago, the Batman movie I did. They talked about I came in to Bruce and Jim and I was like, listen, in the lore, Katana's blade, there's a twin. And I did that because I was searching, and I was like, there's a twin, but no one's talked about it in comic books. I was like, well, we got to make the twin. We got to make the twin sword. So if that's Soul Taker, this has to be Soul Breaker. I think Bruce came up with the Soul Breaker name. And so now it's oh, look, there's another piece of DC lore that we've kind of figured out. And so with the Flash, I hope I can do that, whether it's making a character like Gold Beetle or, talking about, even though there's the future Flash has the planet, but have an Ira go hey, look, everything's going to be okay, Dad. And you see this planet and I have plans for that. I have plans. I wanted to give Jay his powers back. I wanted to do it in a way that's you almost didn't see coming. It's oh, look, he's got this surge. And I remember them going, why are you giving Wally more power? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm giving Wally power, and then it's because I want him to give it to his son, and it's so
I have a question, but I don't know it's gonna be a spoiler about Linda. Because
what about
Linda get powers.
Hold on, go ahead, tell me. I won't react.
Well, Linda get powers, or Linda get power, and that power after 9 months something.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm going to.
It's one of the crazy theories that came around is, what about?
Listen, man, you're just gonna have to watch. You're just gonna have to read.
Please, I will.
Snuggle bargle, baby. Listen, I'm yeah. I mean, listen, I can't tell you anything.
Well, I know.
Question,
I know.
I hope you can answer this question I have.
Okay.
Because this is not gonna be the run of the Flash. Hi. So you mentioned Soul of the Dragon.
Yeah.
I really love that movie. I really love that movie. I really love those characters. Yeah. Recently, I read the run of Richard Dragon.
Yes,
it's
the Chuck
amazing. It's amazing, the run.
Yeah. Yep.
It's really amazing. It's really amazing because they present Lady Shiva.
Yep.
Bronze Tiger and everyone.
That was one of my favorite runs, man. That was
me too.
Yeah.
I want to see the sequel.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I already knew the sequel. I knew what the sequel is. Like I think it has to be called Bat Out of Hell. And it is I would love to do it. That was one of my favorite working experiences ever, because it was Bruce Timm, me, and Jim Krieg, and about half an hour when we'd meet would be about the story, and the rest would be talking about martial art movies and 70s stuff. And I had so much fun, because that was there is very few things in the DC universe I love more than the DC martial arts stuff. Like Chuck Dixon did a lot of it when I was reading, Nightwing, but Robin, especially Robin, and then when Birds of Prey showed up, and then it was like Gail Simone took over and started doing some of that stuff with Black Canary and Shiva, but Cassandra Cain as Batgirl, like I'm a nut for that stuff. So to be able to like touch on it is so cool, because it's one of the few things about, not few, but like it's one of the really deep, like thought out stuff about DC Comics. It's almost like, I don't know if you read Matt Fraction when he did the Iron Fist stuff in Marvel, and it was so stinking cool.
No.
It's so good.
No.
It's really good, because he talks about these other realms and all the tournaments, and he kind of codifies the martial arts. And in the Richard Dragon series, when it was like Bronze Tiger, Richard Dragon, then Shiva's like, I need to kill the best person. I need to fight the best person. It was like, this is awesome. Like, this is the martial art movie I need to see. Yeah, I'm a big nut. And so, yeah, the movie, I got to do, a lot of that stuff, which is just like everything to me. So that was really cool.
The Swiss is a really good character.
Right?
Lovely, a really lovely character, a lovely villain from that age.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a really good villain henchman, because he's a henchman.
Yeah.
But it's so cool. It's so cool.
And we ended it, and it was funny. People were really upset about the way we ended it. But if you watch movies from the 70s, that like John Carpenter movies, which are I love John Carpenter movies. That's how that stuff ended. It was always just like at the end of the thing, you're like, well, who's the thing? You're like, you can't leave us like that, and that was because we wanted to make it as much of a 70s movie as we could. I mean, honestly, it's crazy they let us make it. It's crazy. Do you work on another DC character out of Flash? No. Isn't that stupid?
They give
all the bigs. Kyle Rayner. They should give me Kyle Rayner. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is he still around or not?
I have asked if I could do something at some point, or like, and I'm not allowed to. I can't say anything more than that. I am not allowed to right now.
Whoa.
So
Something is stirring.
I don't know what that means. That probably means that Joshua Williamson has 12 books about Kyle Rayner, or I always tease Josh. I'm like, how many books are you writing, Josh? Like, you're writing all the books.
he's writing the DC universe.
I know. I'm like, save a book for me, man. Throw me a crumb.
With Kyle, every month we came with the news from the next month, and we're saying Williamson is the architect of the DC universe. It's making a little brick here.
Yeah, I've been reading the Robin series, even though I haven't read the last one. And I by the way, it was such it sounds like a movie. It's like, it's on this island, like, and it's this resurrection tournament. I was like, yes. This is awesome.
The Lazarus tournament.
It doesn't count. Like, it's like, oh man, this is awesome. I could see that as a movie.
And the Human Target.
Oh yeah, but that art. I mean, first of all, yes, but that art is unreal, right?
Yeah.
And but Smallwood is awesome.
Yeah,
Smallwood.
So pulp.
It's so pulp, and those covers are like. You have to buy when you see it, you like, I gotta buy this. I
Wow.
mean, that's
Just with the
it's like
cover.
it's a weird thing. It's like, oh wow, I need that piece of art. Like it's really incredible. And I'm a big fan. The thing with a lot of Tom King stuff is like, I try to hold off until the very end to read it all because I don't like to wait. You know, like
Yeah.
Adam Strange or like even the
Mr. Miracle.
all the Batman stuff. It's like I need to read this. I need to like absorb it, you know, so, because it's because he does the long game so much, you know.
Yeah.
And I have no patience. I'm like, I gotta read this thing, but I gotta wait, you know. But the funny thing is, by the way, they don't send me free comic books. Like you know,
except your own.
yeah, I mean that's it. And then otherwise, I'm like, wait, what's happening in Infinite? I don't know what's happening. It's $5. I gotta like, come on, I gotta. So I got DC. I got the DC Infinite online, and then I've got Marvel Unlimited, and I'm always like months behind. And then if it's like something coming up, I'm like, hey, you got to send me these books. You got to send me digital copies so I can read. But thank goodness I don't get physical copies of other books because I have no space anymore
Well,
for anything.
It's collecting physical. It's a huge problem for space. We three of us, four of us.
But there's nothing like the physical stuff, though. You know, when you get the book, you're like, oh, it smells good. Like
yeah, the ink.
Yeah.
Well, last week I get my first omnibus of Flash Silver Age, finishing Silver Age. It was an amazing piece of art. The bulk and scrambling all the issues. Well, you go there, you go there, you go there, you go to the another library, and it was
that's awesome,
amazing. So, Jeremy,
all right, wait. I realize we've been doing this for an hour and a half. We're gonna have to wrap this up. But wait, before you go on, I want to read this real fast. Do you have a favorite character from comics outside the Flash family? Probably Blue Beetle. I like Ted Kord Blue Beetle really a lot.
Ted Kord.
A lot.
Nice.
A lot. And a favorite book or saga outside the comics. Oh, outside the Flash comics. Yeah. So just up on my wall, I have the Justice League International stuff, which I really love. That was big for me. I really liked when Dixon was like the bad editor and they did like Bruce Wayne Murderer and Fugitive and all that stuff, which was No Man's Land and stuff. But then, Dark Knight Returns obviously was the big deal. And Batman Year One was a big deal. Outside of DC, like Daredevil Born Again was everything to me. And then Captain America No More. Mark Grunwald did a run on Captain America that as a kid, I was like, this is the coolest thing. And not only that, like, I could go on forever, but like New Warriors was really big for me. I love New Warriors. I loved, what else? I mean, I have too many, but there were always like peculiar ones. Like I was talking
X
to people.
Factor, you said.
I love X Factor too. I was saying New Warriors was really good with Night Thrasher and Nova. And it was
so 90s.
Silly, but it was totally 90s. And I really loved it. I mean, obviously, one of the first books my dad had given me, I have it still, and the spine's completely gone, is the Dark Phoenix saga, which kind of changed the way that I read comic books because I was like, I can't believe this took place, you know? And my dad, who he had drawn some comics. I had known about that growing up. My parents got divorced very early, but he told me a story. It could be not true, but that doesn't mean it's not a great story. And it's that he paid a kid to kick Chris Claremont in the legs at a comic convention because he was so mad they killed Jean Grey. And I was like, yeah, I get it. But like as a kid, I read that moment where Jean Grey dies and I'm like, I'm crushed. And then I read that moment before that when Wolverine gets as a mastermind, like increases its density and he falls through the ground in the sewer. And that last frame is like, now it's my turn. I was like, Wolverine is Rambo. This is the greatest thing I've ever read. You know? So I love all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to keep you so occupied with us.
Okay.
So just this is one of the best image on 781, the end of the issue. amazing. Just a wall in the middle and was Kid Flash of two times.
Yeah, seriously.
And the next few issues that came are 782 in
Yes.
May. Go to Iron Heights. 783 start the search for Barry Allen. And
Yes.
784, what a cover.
Yeah.
What a cover.
What a cover. That's
Just
all,
the
right?
cover?
Like they haven't put out any other covers because I gotta tell you, 785 is crazy, and 786 is so funny. So-
Noted. Give me 2. the returning of Barry will be amazing to read. I just want to keep the months
I hope
until
you
the
like
next.
it.
Always. And the other thing, you are going to work.
Yep.
We already talked about, and we don't know. We don't ask anything. We don't put your life in perish. So Flashpoint Beyond, people, starting in a few weeks. Start
so
Flashpoint Beyond 1.
Zero has come out already.
Zero coming out.
It's
It
out.
happens
It's
something
out,
that
and-
I don't like, but come on.
Oh,
I live with it.
Totally. But it's a different world. And look
Yeah,
at these
I know.
covers, though.
That doesn't affect so much.
I know. I tried to Mitch Jared's. Is that how you say his last name? He seems like the nicest person. He did a lot of these covers, and that cover for number 1, he was selling the original art on his page. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna maybe I can buy this original art. I cannot buy that original art. It is so expensive. But man, I tell you, it is rad. Like that, him with Aquaman's harpoon and stuff is like, oh my gosh! I wish I had $10,000 because that is awesome.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ouch!
But if you do, man, I think it's an investment. Like, I mean, it's awesome. I'm poor.
I have to sell all my collection
Yeah,
and my
totally.
life and my
Listen,
liver.
Maybe wait a couple weeks. Flushman may be like really expensive. You could sell them. Come on, guys. Flushman market. Like,
we will see here in Argentina the FlushMan issues will be rocketing in a few weeks.
I think I would be. I don't know, man. I know a lot of English-speaking people are like, I'm going to try to buy these on, eBay and stuff because they didn't know it existed.
No, it's amazing. Remember, if you came to Argentina,
Yep,
you get
they're mine.
the FlushMan. You get
I
a
can't
lot
wait.
of FlushMan.
I know. Listen,
A lot.
I gotta get one of the conventions out there to be like, hey, we'll pay for your ticket. I'll be like, I'm there.
Please. So, Flashpoint Beyond, and thank you.
Oh,
Really, thank you so much.
guys, I can't believe you're up this late. You guys are crazy. It's late.
No,
there.
it's our prime time. I tell you, it's our prime time here.
You guys are like Batman. You're like,
Yeah, more or less, kind of. Argentina kind of work late.
yeah. Well,
So-
I thank you guys so much. I had so much fun. Obviously, I always do. So we'll have to do this again in a few months.
For Flashpoint Beyond, you're more than invited to the.
Did you say
SpeedForce.
Flashpoint Beyond? Flashpoint Beyond? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said Flashpoint Beyond.
Flashpoint
And you're invited.
Beyond. Yeah.
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint Beyond.
Well, thank you guys so much. I'm so excited, and I'm
Thanks
so
to you.
glad you guys dug it.
Thanks to you. That means a lot for all of us. And thank you to come to my channel.
Yes.
And we're gonna say goodbye. Gonna sell our channels in Spanish. Empezando con Kailcito. ¿Qué tenemos para vender?
Nada,
Tranqui.
Nada, tranqui. Ya pasó.
Tranqui.
Lo más pesado pasó, Agus.
Claro, que era ayer, ¿dónde está la tarasca? Chicos, vayan a ver dónde está la tarasca. Tremendo. Marito, ¿tu justiciero?
Lo mismo, no mucho porque lo trae fuera de Omni, así que no más.
Llegué tarde a todas las ventas. Entonces,
Se vendió todo.
Vendo
Se
yo.
vendió todo.
Se vendió todo.
Mañana en este canal, tomorrow on this channel, Trek Force, we're gonna review, vamos a hasta hacer una review de Star Trek, The Motion Picture. Vamos a analizar the new version, the 4K version. And with my friend Mangaku, vamos a hacer un lindo repaso de toda la historia de Star Trek, the old story of Star Trek, or the original series. Y la semana que viene no, pero más adelante recuerden que tenemos Star Wars al diván con las precuelas, ¿sí? Jeremy, again, thank you so much.
Thank you
for
guys.
being here in the SpeedForce with us. Gracias Kyle, thank you Kyle. Gracias Mario, thank you Mario. Y como siempre digo, chicos, no se pierdan en la SpeedForce. Don't get lost on the SpeedForce.